What if I told you that Lewis Hamilton already feels more comfortable driving a Ferrari than he did in his last seasons with Mercedes? Sounds unbelievable? Well, according to recent reports, that's exactly what's happening. But does this mean he's ready to fight for the title? Or are we all getting caught up in preseason excitement? Let's break it down. In recent days, the F1 world has been buzzing with news about Ferrari and, of course, Lewis Hamilton. His move to the Scuderia is arguably one of the biggest transfers in the sport's history. But can this transition already be considered a success, or is the excitement premature? According to reports from Gazzetta dello Sport, Hamilton has quickly adapted to Ferrari and even stated behind the scenes that he feels more comfortable in their car than he did in recent Mercedes machines. If this is true, it could shake up the competitive landscape in a way few expected. But should we believe these early signs? As history has shown, a good first impression during testing doesn't always translate into a competitive car throughout the season. While Hamilton's talent and experience are undeniable, he will need more than a smooth adaptation to take on Max Verstappen and Red Bull, who remain the dominant force in Formula One. And let's not forget McLaren and Mercedes, who are both set to bring strong upgrades for 2025. Another major question is Ferrari's internal dynamics. The team has a long history of strategic missteps, and with Charles Leclerc as a strong title contender himself, how will Ferrari handle two top-tier drivers in a championship fight? Could internal rivalry become a problem? Regardless, Hamilton's arrival has injected fresh energy into Ferrari and the sport as a whole. The real question is whether this early confidence will translate into race-winning performances, or if we are witnessing yet another case of preseason optimism fading once the racing begins. Do you think Hamilton and Ferrari can genuinely challenge for the title, or is it too soon to believe the hype? But wait, is Ferrari hiding even more? SF25 could be a game changer. What if I told you that Ferrari might be hiding the biggest technical revolution in years? That's right. The numbers coming from their simulator are so good that the team could be downplaying expectations just to avoid alarming the competition. But is this real, or just another case of preseason hype? Let's break it all down. There has been a lot of talk about the F25, Ferrari's new challenger. Officially, the team has been keeping expectations in check, not making any bold claims. But behind the scenes, there's a different story emerging. Is Ferrari playing it safe and hiding their true potential? Simulator data suggests that the SF25 has made a significant performance leap compared to last year's car. That alone should get people talking. If these numbers translate to actual track performance, Ferrari could be in a much stronger position than many expect. One key change: a completely redesigned front suspension. This isn't just a minor tweak. It's allowing the engineers to unlock performance in other areas of the car that simply weren't accessible before. That could mean the SF25 is far more balanced and efficient than anticipated. Now here's the question no one is asking. Could Ferrari already have a highly competitive car, but are deliberately downplaying it to control expectations? We've seen this before. Ferrari looking strong in testing, only to underdeliver when the season begins. But what if this time, it's different? With Hamilton and Leclerc forming one of the strongest driver lineups on the grid, Ferrari is already in a prime position. If the car delivers on its promise, Max Verstappen and Red Bull could finally have a real challenge on their hands. But will this optimism hold up when the SF25 hits the track? Now it's over to you. Do you think Ferrari is hiding its true potential and could be a real contender? Or is this just another round of preseason overhype? And of course, make sure to subscribe to Formula One News and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. The new season is right around the corner, and we'll be covering it all. After all the excitement surrounding Ferrari's potential hidden strengths, it's time to shift our focus to another fascinating development in the F1 world: the reveal of the Williams FW47. On Friday at Silverstone, Williams became the second team on the grid to reveal its car for the 2025 Formula One season. But here's the catch. The car was presented with a special livery, and the actual race livery will only be unveiled at the F175 live event in London's O2 Arena. This raises the question, are they keeping things under wraps just for the spectacle? Or is Williams planning something truly bold for their 2025 look? Beyond the livery, the real story is Williams' new driver lineup. With Carlos Sainz joining from Ferrari after 4 seasons and partnering with Alexander Albon, this could be the strongest Williams pairing in years. Sainz, despite being replaced by Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari, proved in 2024 that he's not a driver to be underestimated. His consistency, racecraft, and ability to capitalize on opportunities have been his trademarks. And now he's leading a Williams project that's desperate to climb back up the grid. Albon, on the other hand, has already shown his value to Williams, putting in some standout performances despite limited machinery. Many believe he deserved a chance with a top team, but instead he's now part of what Williams hopes will be a long-term resurgence. But here's the reality. How many times have we heard that Williams is on the way back? Since the early 2000s, the team has been searching for a return to the front of the grid. But financial struggles, poor car development, and inconsistent performances have held them back. However, 2025 could be different. For the first time in years, Williams has secured a long-term sponsorship deal with Australian tech company Atlassian, providing much-needed financial stability. That alone could give them a stronger foundation to build on. Team principal James Vowles sounded confident during the car's presentation, saying that this year, Williams finally has the resources and drivers to be competitive. We now have ingredients that weren't available to us in recent years. We had some surprises during the 2024 season, so why can't we be the surprise this time? We have 2 incredible fast drivers, and with the FW47, we want to be champions, said Vowles. It's easy to get excited when a team like Williams talks about fighting at the front again, but the truth is, they are still a long way from teams like Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren. Even a solid midfield battle isn't guaranteed unless the FW47 turns out to be a major breakthrough. But with Sainz's experience, Albon's raw pace, and newfound financial backing, this could be the start of something real. The big question is whether they can turn all this potential into actual results on track. Do you think Williams is finally making the right moves to climb back up the grid? Or is this just another case of preseason optimism? Let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to Formula One News so you don't miss any updates on the 2025 season. After covering Williams' ambitions for 2025, let's shift our attention back to Ferrari, because Lewis Hamilton has once again made headlines. This time, not for his on-track performance, but for how he's embracing the culture of his new team in a way that even Michael Schumacher never did. Hamilton recently surprised the Ferrari team at Maranello by delivering a speech in Italian, a gesture clearly aimed at building a deeper connection with the team and its passionate Tifosi. In his speech, he thanked the team for their warm welcome and expressed his excitement about finally joining the Scuderia. Hello everyone, thank you for the warm welcome. I'm happy to start this new adventure with you at Ferrari. It has always been my dream to be part of this team. I can't wait to work with you. Thank you. At first glance, this might just seem like a polite, professional introduction, but according to journalist Jose M. Zapico, this moment already sets Hamilton apart from Schumacher in the eyes of many Italians. Schumacher, despite leading Ferrari through its golden era in the early 2000s, was never fully embraced in Italy, partly because he rarely spoke Italian in public. Zapico even pointed out that Schumacher was often referred to as Il Tedesco, the German, or Schumacher, a mocking nickname that reflected his perceived distance from Italian culture. In contrast, Hamilton, even if just reading from his phone, made the effort, and that alone could change how Ferrari's fans perceive him. But here's where things get interesting. Not everyone agrees that Schumacher ignored Italian culture completely. Veteran journalist Leo Turini recalled a moment in 2004 when Schumacher did something unexpected. During a ceremony in Fiorano honoring Jean Todt, Rubens Barrichello, and Schumacher himself, Turini was told in advance that Schumacher preferred to speak in English. According to Jean Todt, the German driver simply wasn't comfortable using Italian in public. But when asked what he loved most about Italy, Schumacher shocked everyone by answering in fluent Italian, talking about food, football, and even road cars. The crowd erupted, and Turini described it as one of his most emotional memories of Schumacher. So does Hamilton's approach really mark a new era for Ferrari's relationship with its drivers? Or is this just a well-calculated PR move? One thing is clear, Hamilton understands the power of connection. He's seen what Schumacher achieved with Ferrari and knows that being accepted by the Tifosi is just as important as being fast on track. Whether this effort translates into true long-term support remains to be seen, but it's a fascinating difference in approach. What do you think? Will Hamilton's effort to embrace Ferrari's culture help him win over the Tifosi? Or will it take more than a few words in Italian to truly earn their support? Let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to Formula One News to stay up to date on everything leading up to the 2025 season.